Cheers for you.
Once everyone's here, we'll open for questions.
See this, man.
Rick, do you have a match a better return than that?
No, probably not. I give you, I don't know what I was from three, but like
7-8 right there. Oh my gosh.
that's pretty good. I think I had that one bottled up for a while. So yeah, that was an awesome return.
How did it feel to see that first one go down?
I had a good feeling going into the game, so I was just kind of waiting until my moment that I was open. I'd say the first one I probably wasn't that open, but I went in. So yeah, it was good to see it go down and kind of get in the rhythm from there.
Marcus, how much does that make your life easier when you have Rake initiating and stretching the floor and everything that you did today?
I mean, no doubt. I mean, you've seen it put so much stress on a 5-man. So, I mean, just got it big like that. You know, it just makes offense, it makes life so much easier.
Just think of the ball today. 24 assists on 32 makes, only 10 turnovers. You guys protected the ball, and the offense was kind of clicking away that you hoped.
I mean, yeah, it got a little stagnant at first, but I mean, you know, it's the first time, you know, playing.
What I like
playing
about
with each
this
other.
team is we got a lot of guys that want to share the ball, and
Yeah.
that ball is moving, and we try and find each other. And I mean, I know we shot a crazy percentage from three today, but if you move the ball like that and you try and find open shooters, I know when we get an open three, it's going down more times than not. So our guys understand that, and that just makes the game so fun.
What did today do, or how long did it take you to, what did this do for just getting your timing back in your rhythm and everything that comes with that of facing another opponent, just getting into the flow of the game?
Yeah, I'd say I hit a lot of threes, but there's a lot of other things that I can still do better. I was just looking, I had 4 turnovers. That's too many. My timing was still off on a couple things, so I think making so many threes might mask some other things. So I'll go back and watch film and try and get better.
Marcus, what do you think about the way you guys finished? You started hot, had a pretty good run there, but even when the offense kind of went cold, it would be one field goal or not a field goal over the 5 minutes. Just defensively, I mean, just when the shots weren't falling, how do you think you guys responded when the pressure started to mount?
I mean, just, you know, respond with more urgency on defense. I mean, we don't want to be a team that just relies on, you know, making shots. We know it's going to be nights like this, or it's probably going to be worse. So just not relying on our shooting and just really be tough and gritty on the defensive end.
To be able to hold on at the end there, what do you feel like just being in that scenario right out of the gate will do come close games in the Big Ten and in critical moments in the regular season?
I know we lost a lot of close ones last year, so to have an opportunity like that right away to learn and know what we're doing in a situation like that, I think we gave up an 8-point lead at the end. It came to 1, so we got to work on just defending that lead better. But I'm happy that we show that we can win close games, and in my opinion, we shouldn't let it come to that. But just happy we were able to close it out.
I took from that. I think late in the game, I think I missed a left-hand layup. Just think about it now. I think could have just got a better shot. Just get a better one for the possession, because I think we were up like 3 at the time. So it's just situations like that I could be better in. So.
Well, good to see you guys upset number 18, but it's an exhibition. Coach saying that regardless of what happens, you're going to put it all in perspective. Do you look more at the positives, or do you focus more on what you need to do better, like and use this as a learning experience? Or how do you guys kind of evaluate this one out?
I'd say the main thing that we need to take away from this, like, don't get too high. We shot it great today, but there's gonna be days where we don't shoot it as well, and we got to win those games as well. So giving up 89 is way too many. So we gotta get better on defense. There's gonna be tougher days than we had today, and we need to win those games as well. That should be the main message that's relayed in the locker room, and we can't ride this high. We gotta show up and get better on Monday and keep working.
Marcus, what was it like for you as a teammate, knowing what he's gone through, to see him score that 16th straight, finish with 31?
I mean, just him putting all the work on the off season when nobody's watching. Just he knows when he put in so much work and time. it'll all come to light and show. So just happy for him, man.
It's just one game.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Yeah, on to the next.
All right, well, knowing it's just one game, what's the value in seeing what this team did on the floor today?
Well, we competed with the number 8 team in the country. We were close, so that just shows that we're a good team. We can compete with anybody, and we should take that confidence with us, and also hold us to that standard that we know we're this good, so we can't just slack off at any moment.
What does a game like this do for collective confidence, getting a reassurance like this a few weeks before the season here?
I think for all of us, just we can, just look at us individually, what we need to do better, just to make the team better. I think this is a good time for that.
Good learning opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt.
Watch the film. I know there's a lot of screw-ups still in there. There's a lot of things to clean up. So really good to play a really good opponent this early and get that film. And we have 2 more weeks until the first game, something like that. So we have a little bit of time to just get better.
Anything else for players? Yes.
Thank you guys.
Coach, one turn.
Have a good one, Captain.
Several questions for Coach.
You said going into this, you didn't want to get too high or too low, no matter what happened. Is it hard not to bring up?
Yeah, I mean, I just really liked the way our guys went out and competed. I thought they had good juice out of the gate. We dug ourselves a little bit of a hole there, but we didn't panic. Rick kept us in it with his ability to stretch the floor and, kind of forced a little bit of a shift in defense. And I thought we handled it really well. I thought, our flow, our play within the play, all but those last 2 or 3 minutes of the first half was really good all game long. And, it was good to see Connor get it going. I thought he made some really nice, slip out of screens and stepping into shots. But you just obviously see the difference of who we are and what we can do with Rick Mast on the floor. And, like I told the guys, this can't be the highlight of our season. We got to bounce back with an unbelievable effort on Monday. When we get back in the practice court, we'll have a good long film edit on some things that need to be cleaned up, which there's plenty. Would like to see us rebound and finish possessions better, especially in those last 5 minutes of the game to seal it and make our free throws. But, overall, yes, Robin, to answer your question, it was good to see our guys go out there and compete at a high level for 40 minutes.
What do you think it was that kind of loosened up BYU's defense 4 or 5 minutes into the game?
Yeah, well, when you have a stretch big like we do in rank, it just forces you to play a different defense, I think, than, what your base is. And Kevin and I talked before the game, and he said that they've been working on some switching. We talked about what our defenses were going to be, and when they went to their switch, I thought we had pretty good switch attack for the most part. We went 2 rank on the post in the second half. It was an adjustment that we tried to get that thing in there and play to the mismatch, but there really wasn't a lot of mismatch. Their size across the board is what made this game so good for us. Is their athleticism, their physicality, their length. It really simulated a Big Ten basketball game. And, I thought we handled it well for the most part, but, there's still some things we need to get better at, as we all do, as BYU does, as, every team that's going through this right now. So that's why I said it. We're not going to overreact, whether it went great or if we wouldn't have played well. This is all part of the learning process to get ready for the opener.
Offensively, is this kind of a picture of what you think this team could look like? Not just the shooting, but 24 assists, 32 takes, only 10 turnovers, just the way the ball was kind of moving to different guys. Is that kind of the picture of what you hope?
Yeah, and against pressure, it's to have the 10 turnovers. I did like that. We've been a little bit loose with it at times. I really stressed going into this one. We didn't need to go out and all of a sudden do something that we haven't done all year. I thought Jamarcus Lawrence's pace was absolutely phenomenal, and when the ball's not going to the basket, you have to find a way to impact the game, and he goes out there and leads us in rebounding. with 7. We've been challenging Jamarcus to be better on the glass, and he goes for 9 assists and 1 turnover. But I really thought his pace was the difference in the game. And we got that thing down there, and I'd tell the guys, listen, play with pace doesn't mean you have to shoot it fast. It's getting the ball down the floor and playing with pace throughout the possession. And for the most part, I thought we did that, but Jamarcus certainly was the catalyst of it.
You talked about how diligent Rink has been in his rehab. To see him come out and have a performance like that, just what was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Rink. And it shows the maturity, I think, of a player, of Rink Mast, to go out there and do the things that he did with not competing for. You know how hard that is to go out there and play for the first time after not playing any competitive basketball against another opponent for as long as he did, and then to step in like he did. If not for Rink, hell, it would have been 20-2, I think, out of the gate. But he just kept us in it with his unique skill set. And as teams have to continue to go out and guard him, our guys still need to cut better. And I did think we missed some slips on our cuts. I thought we had some free looks at the basket, but again, some of that had to do with their pressure with Keita, with a couple of their other guys. But overall, yes, to have Rink to go out and do what he did is pretty remarkable.
Kevin came in here and said, draft him first right now. Rink, what's your response to that?
Wait, say it again.
Kevin came in here and he said he'd draft Rink first overall.
There you go. I agree. Yeah, number 1 pick.
To have a close game like this right out of the gate, obviously you guys were in those situations a lot last year and had mixed results. To have to deal with that right away, how beneficial could that become Big Ten play?
Yeah, it was important for us to go out and do everything we could to win. I mean, I probably would have had Rink out there for another 5 or 6 minutes, but we, again, at the end of the day, this game didn't count. So, to play 28 minutes and to have 31 points, do what he did was remarkably efficient, for going out there. We wanted to get Leo a stint in the first half, and I thought he did great. Jared was questionable going into this one. I thought he had 2 good stints out there. So, I looked at it this way. Everybody that stepped on the floor, I thought, made a positive impact on that game. But to go out and win a close one like this, it helps, because you just don't want to, last year we lost those 3 one-possession games in a row, man. You just don't want to have that here we go again mentality. And, to beat a top 10 team in a one-possession game I think was important for us.
What does this do for confidence just going into the season, kind of reaffirming that, especially on offense?
Well, I hope not too much, Wilson, because, again, there's a lot to work on. We can't, go out there and all of a sudden just start beating our chests and celebrate and think we're bigger than we are. We got to stay grounded through this, and we have to bounce back with great effort next week. The good thing is we got a full, we'll have a full week of practice leading into the next exhibition starting on Monday. We'll take tomorrow off and then get back to work. So, just can't go out and all of a sudden, we just beat a top 10 team. And like I told them, guys, we didn't do a good enough job protecting home court last year. We got to be better 2 years ago. That's why we played in the tournament, because we were 10-0 in conference in this building. We actually won more road games last year than we did the year before, but we took care of home. So, again, a lot to learn from. There's going to be a lot of positives, but there's a lot to get better at.
Talk about how things got a little stagnant at the end of the first half. What do you see the first 7 minutes or so of the second half? Or 25-9, I think.
Yeah, and that was, I thought, the key part of the game, Jacob, is we went out and really threw the first punch in the second half after a tough ending. I told them, I said, they got the momentum at the end of the half. We got to go and take it back. And our guys went out and did a good job of getting the switch and getting the ball to Rink and playing off of him. I thought we had good cutting when we got that thing in there. Had a couple good high-low plays. So, yes, overall, we got our movement. When we moved, I thought we had really efficient offense.
Coach?
Thanks, guys.
Fred, Big Ten announced 10 minutes ago that Terry Walker passed away.
Yeah, I didn't know if I found out right before the game that Terry had passed away, and, he really is one of the good guys in this business, and, I know all 3 of those referees were very emotional. They spent a lot of time together, but Terry was supposed to be here next week. I just saw him at Media Day, 10 days ago, and it's a big loss. He did a phenomenal job with our officiating, and in his a guy that's so well respected all across our game because of who he is and the way he conducted himself. He always called. He never hid behind anything. He was very transparent, on missed calls, missed assignments, that type of thing. So, he'll definitely be missed. And yes, when I heard that right before we went out for tip, it was it was very emotional. Thanks.